It's been a little bit longer than I would have liked between my last video and now. I meant to try to do like weekly check-in posts to see like progress or if there have been any developments in my like school application process, which since it's been a little while, there has been some developments. All of my records are now in, including my immunization forms and whatnot. Um, that's like a little tip, I guess, before applying to go back to college, especially as like an older returning student and you're going in person, you really have to make sure that some of your vaccinations or vaccines are up to date because the last time I got some vaccines was when I joined the military and like they send you through the line and there's like 6 shots that they just jam into your arm as you like walk through this it's like a lunch line except you get shots. Not the kind of lunch that I want, but anyways, it was like 10 years since then, and then you have to have like an updated Tdap shot and some other like meningitis shot. So I had to get those updated, and thankfully I had my shot records from the military because without those, I think I would have been kind of screwed because some of the records that my doctor's office had weren't really up to date. So it's good that I had that. So just as like a tip, if you're going back to school, make sure that you do your best to try to find all of your shot records and see what your doctor has. I know in my last video I mentioned that I should start going to the doctors more often, and because of that, I got my blood test since last year, and I realized that I have some slightly high cholesterol, so that's good to know. I've been trying to eat more broccoli and things like that, fiber and whatnot. Um, that's pretty much the only thing that was like wrong with me. So I'm trying to make like a couple changes to my diet to counteract that. It's more like preventative. It wasn't like so high that I'm like gonna die or anything. But yeah, the doctor just let me know to make some changes and check back in like 6 months. So it's all good. Other than that, okay, so week 2 I didn't practice. Wow, I got way off of that. Week 2 I didn't practice. Week 3, so last week, I was sick with a cold and I did try to practice my best. I'm pretty sure I got to like 4 hours ish of practice time and probably pretty close to 4 hours this week as well. I'm still working on Autumn Leaves. Now there are 3 recordings I've been listening to. There is the iconic one with Miles Davis and Cannonball on the Something Else album. There's that one with the Cannonball Adderley sextet that I originally mentioned. And then there's also a version of Autumn Leaves by Bobby Timmons. It's the Bobby Timmons piano trio. And I really like that one. It's like really heavy and like the bluesiness of like the minor sound. It's good. Yeah, Bobby Timmons trio, Autumn Leaves. Yeah, I've just been playing a lot of that. I don't really feel like I'm ready to move on yet, even though it's been a month on the same song. But just with like the fact that it's only been about 8 to 12 hours of practicing it total, like that's not that much in the grand scheme of things, especially if like a full-time music student is practicing for like, I don't know, up to 4 to 6 hours, 8 hours a day even. I know when I originally went to music school as like a classical musician, fun fact, when I originally went to school back in like 2012 for college, I originally went for clarinet performance, like classical performance. Yeah, like a 6 hour practice session, I feel like that was pretty normal for kids, kind of expected almost. Because if you're not practicing, what are you doing, right? So like 12 hours now total on the same song. It's not that much. I definitely understand some of the harmony a little better now and some other ways that like I can kind of think about things, which I haven't heard other people think about. So it's just like conversations that you have with yourself in your head when you realize some things that the players are doing on the recordings. Sorry, I know this is pretty ambiguous for maybe non-jazz people. When you're trying to figure out how to improvise and see what people are doing, that sounds good, you talk to yourself in your mind. You're like, what is that? What could that be? What is an easy way to think of it? And you like go through all these things in your mind. And sometimes that is the practice session too. A little bit of playing and just a lot of thinking and like noodling. Yeah, if I had more time to practice, that would just be part of the session. And then like another hour or two would be trying to put that noodling and thought process or theory into actual practicing. But usually I only get halfway into that and just do the thinking part. So that's where that is. And then the other next thing I should probably try to work on is maybe some rhythm changes like Charlie Parker's Anthropology or anything like that. You know, more standard type things that everybody should know. And I haven't really got into learning rhythm changes that well either. So whenever I'm ready to move on from Autumn Leaves, maybe I'll move on to a rhythm changes or like a go back to the blues or something. We'll see. I think that kind of rambled on a little bit more than I anticipated it to, but I guess I got a lot of things to say. I hope that you were able to get something from this video. And if anything, it's the tip to keep your medical records up to date and maybe go to the doctor every once in a while because you never know about your health. That's it for this video, and I'll see you again in another one. Hopefully not 20 plus days from now. Bye.